Daily devotion, all about making big decisions. Do you have a big decision coming up? Did you make one recently that didn't work out so well, or you just want to be prepared whatever comes your way in the future, and you want to be ready to make the next big decision? Well, hang on. We're going to jump into that. It's part of our daily devotion today. Good to see everybody. I see a few people jumping on, and always a privilege and a pleasure and an honor to chat with you guys on these daily devotions. Sometimes we take Mondays off. That's what we did yesterday. Not because I was chilling or hanging out or whatever, but I was busy. I was working. So anyhow, hope everybody's doing great. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Keep praying with us for our building situation. That's the biggest thing for Coast Church. If you want to pray with us right now, please help us pray. God opens up a major door. We're still looking at new options, and I believe He's working and going to do it. So let's jump into the daily devotion. We wrapped up our series called The Makings of a Movement, all about the movement of Christianity, why Christianity in the last 2,000 years has grown and increased while other movements have faded away, and we just read about them in history, while Christianity is actually something that we're practicing today, and it's as alive as it has ever been. And this week we finished it up, we wrapped it up with a title, or subtitle in The Makings of a Movement called Every Movement Has a Monument. And we talked about the story in Deuteronomy 27 where they were crossing the Jordan River, and they put up monuments and plastered them. God told them to do that and wrote the law on them. And they had a monument that they would be able to look back at. Every time they made a decision, they would be able to look back at what God had done in their life and learn from mistakes, learn from blessings, learn from breakthroughs, learn from failures, learn from all these things. So when you're getting ready to make a big decision, here's the first thing. First thing you need to do is look back at the monuments in life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? When did you do something that just completely was a colossal failure? When did you do something that was absolutely a breakthrough for you? And pick them apart and be like, what kind of frame of mind was I in? Where was my faith at that place? Who was I surrounding myself with when I made the good decision? Who was I surrounding myself when I made the bad decision? And I'm telling you, pick apart what happened, what was going on in the moment where you made those decisions. So when you go to make a decision, number one, go back to the monument and see. We got construction going on over here. I apologize, guys. I'm in the backyard here. So number one, go back to the monument of when you made that last decision. Number two, purpose in your heart that you're not going to allow a decision to defile you. Do like Daniel did in Daniel chapter 1 and 8. He said this, it says this about Daniel. He purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself. He made up his mind, his heart. He said, you know what? I'm not going to do something that's going to defile me. That's going to make me lose my edge is really what that means. I'm not going to do anything that's going to take away from my walk with Jesus. I'm not going to do anything that's going to take away. Matter of fact, if this decision doesn't add to it, I'm not going to make that decision to go in that direction. So when you come to that crossroads and one of them will take away from your walk with God, the other one will possibly, you may lose some money, you may lose some friends, you may lose some influence, but you take that decision to walk with God, you will never go wrong. So number two is to purpose in your heart. That's the second thing you do when you're making a big decision. Purpose in your heart. I'm not going to let whatever happens, I'm not going to take the crossroad that is going to take down the sharp edge of Christianity that I have in my life. The third thing is to ask yourself this question: which direction at this crossroads, at this junction, which one leads me closer to God and which one leads me closer to my flesh? Which one leads me closer to God and His will and His ways and His word, and which one leads me closer to what I want to do or my natural tendencies? Did you know there's something about water? It says, science will tell you this, water finds its own level. So if you pour some water, it's going to go to the lowest part. Did you know that we are actually made up of something like 75 or 80% water? So we're made up of this fluid that will find its own level and seep down to the lowest part if you let it. But if you put yourself in action and say, you know what, I'm going to find God's will, not the lowest will for my life, not my will, but thine be done. Make bold decisions to follow Christ. Don't let yourself just kind of seep and drift. When you come to a crossroads, make a bold decision. You know what? I'm gonna deny my flesh, and God honors boldness. You see what happens when you choose comfort, when you choose what makes sense in your mind. And I'm not saying do stupid stuff. Seek wise counsel. Have a pastor in your life. Have wise people around you. But I'm telling you, when you do things that in your mind, oh, that makes sense to me. When you do that, what it does is it pulls God out of the equation. But when you make bold decisions for Him, it allows space for Him to do. It allows Him room to work. Because check it out, if you make a bold decision and you can't do it by yourself, well, guess what? You just allow room for Him to step in and do it for you and with you. So, a couple things on making big decisions. When you come to those crossroads in life, always look back at the monument. Number 2, purpose in your heart. And number 3, go in the direction that is of God and not of your flesh. Hope this has been a blessing. We'll see you guys in the next one. God bless you. Have a great day. Get out there and live for God today. Put Him first. Get in His Word. Get in prayer. And Coast Church family, we'll see you guys tonight. Prayer meeting, 7 o'clock. We'll have open prayer at the Coast House tonight. All right. God bless you guys.